Hello class, this is Algebra 2, topic 2-2, the notes for 2-2 on writing the equation of a line. So, just as a review, we have standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, and slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So we're going to be using both of these back and forth, and so we know which one is which. Starting, let's go ahead and do slope-intercept form. For slope-intercept form, I need to know what m is and what b is. Well, m is slope, rise of a run. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going down, so that would be negative. 2/5 is as simple as it gets, so next I'll look at b. b is my y-intercept, which is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I know m and I know b, I know my slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 2/5 x plus 7. Very simple. Should remember this back from Algebra 1. No problems here. Let's go ahead and talk standard form. Now standard form, we're going to start off the same way. We're still going to figure out what m is and what b is. Our slope, 1, 2, 3, 1, is just 3. It's positive, so it stays positive. Our b is 1, 2, 3, 4 in the negative direction, so negative 4. Now we're going to start with slope-intercept and then move to standard. So we're going to start with y equals 3x minus 4. Now to have this, I need to move my x and y to the same side. So I'm going to start by subtracting 3x from both sides. Gives me negative 3x plus y equals negative 4. And you would think that, hey, we're done. But in truth, we're not. Because if we look at the small type for standard form, it says that a has to be a positive integer, and also, okay, a, b, and c must all be integers. So they're all integers, but a has to be positive. So we're going to go ahead and just multiply everything times negative 1. Gives us 3x minus y equals a positive 4. And now we are done. So to get an equation in standard form, we start with slope-intercept and we move it over. Now time for number 3. Here we have that m equals negative 1/2 and the y-intercept is 6. This is standard form, and they want it in standard form. We start with slope-intercept. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6, because that's what b stands for. And now we got to move everything over. We're going to add 1/2 x to both sides. We get that 1/2 x plus y equals 6. Now I can't have any fractions. It has to be integer. So we multiply everything by 2. 1/2 times 2 is just 1x, plus 2 times y makes 2y, equals 6 times 2 is 12. And we're done. Here they want it in slope-intercept form. And they gave us a point. So I know what m is. So let me go ahead and fill out what I know. I don't know what my y-intercept is. It's not this. So I'm going to use this to figure out what is b by plugging numbers in. So y is 2, x is 4. Now let's solve. 2 equals 4/3 plus b. We subtract 4/3. And 2 would be 6/3. So 6/3 minus 4/3 is 2/3. So that's what b is. And now I know my equation. Y equals 1/3 x plus 2/3. And we wanted it in slope-intercept form, and it is in slope-intercept form. Again, none of this should be new. This should all be reviewed for you. So if you want to go ahead and move on and double check your answers, please feel free to do so. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 5. We have our slope is undefined. That means that we have a vertical line. Vertical lines go through x, and our x coordinate is 2. So our line is x equals 2. And this is the same in standard and slope-intercept. In fact, they're asking it for it in standard because a vertical line cannot be written in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form requires there to be a y. So, number 5 was quite simple. Let's take a look at number 6. We have that this is our slope, this is our x-intercept. Now our x-intercept is not b. What this is that negative 16, 0. That's what this point is. So we go ahead and we start with what we know. We know that y equals 1/2 x plus some b that we don't know. And now we're going to plug numbers in. Well, 0 equals 1/2 times 16 plus b. 0 equals 8 plus b. Subtract 8, and we get that negative 8 equals b. So we have y equals 1/2 x plus negative 8. Or I could have just written minus 8 instead, and it would have been the same thing. They want it in slope-intercept. We've given it in slope-intercept. We're done with number 6. Alright, number 7. Here, they've just given us 2 points, so we have to figure out what our slope is. So we're going to do negative 1 minus 5. That's the change in y's, over negative 4 minus negative 2. That's how much our x's change. Change in y, rise. Change in x, run. Rise over run. Well, this becomes negative 6 over negative 2, which is a positive 3. That's our m. So y equals 3x plus some letter b that we don't know, and now we get to choose a point. Personally, I like using smaller points, not that it really matters which one. So I'm going to use these. So negative 1 equals 3 times negative 4 plus b. Negative 1 equals negative 12 plus b. Add 12 to both sides, 11 equals b. So now we have y equals our slope of 3x plus our b of 11. Double check, they wanted it in slope-intercept. We gave it in slope-intercept. So now we're done. Number 8. Same thing, 2 points. Let's go ahead and figure this out. 5 minus 5 over 7 minus negative 3 is 0 over 10, which is just 0. So our slope is 0. So y equals 0x plus b. Well, this is just going to be 0, but let's go ahead and plug these in. Pick a point. It doesn't matter. This time I'm going with positive points. Y equals 0 times 7 plus 5. So y equals 5. We plug that back in. y equals 0x plus 5. Well, 0x goes away, so our equation is just 5. Now, I worked this out a very long way, when in reality, you could have noticed that y was 5 in both situations, and right here, you could have immediately jumped to y equals 5, just based on the fact that both points have 5 for y. But I wanted you to make sure that you understand why that is by working out in long form. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next one. Here we're talking parallel, and they want it in standard form. Now, parallel, you may remember, means that they have the same slope. So I'm going to show you a shortcut to solving parallel lines. And it only works because if I'm going to put this into slope-intercept form, I'm going to subtract the 3, divide by -4, and get 3/4. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just make a note that m would be 3/4. Okay? Now, here's the shortcut. I know that it's parallel, which is going to have the same slope. So that means that the only thing that's going to change in this is my C value. And to figure out what this C value is, I'm just going to plug in some points. In fact, the very points they gave us. So 3 times 5 minus 4 times -3 equals C. That'll be 15 plus 12 equals C. 27 equals C. So now we have that 3x minus 4y equals 27. And I want you to notice that my slope stays the same. I would subtract the 3x and get a -3x. Then I would divide by -4, and that would give me a positive 3/4 for my m. So the slopes are still the same, which means that the lines are still parallel. This is a shortcut to finding your answer. They'll let you do this with standard form very easily. Now, for number 10, they want it to be perpendicular, and they want it in slope-intercept. Well, because they want it in slope-intercept, let's go ahead and change it to slope-intercept first. So I'm taking 3x minus 4y equals 8. I'm going to change it to slope-intercept by subtracting 3x from both sides. I get that -4y equals -3x plus 8. Divide everything by -4, y equals positive 3/4 x minus 2. Well, perpendicular means that my new slope is going to be different. My new slope, in fact, is going to be -4/3 x. Y equals, this b value does not matter because we're going through this point. So go ahead and plug these in. -11 equals -4/3 times 3 plus b. Well, they gave us a very nice point. These 3's will cancel, so -11 equals -4 plus b. Add 4. I'm working my way off the page slowly. And we get that -7 equals b. And so my equation would be y equals -4/3 x minus 7. And this is in slope-intercept form and perpendicular. So we're done. Go ahead and just separate this problem out. given a table of points, they want us to find what our equations are. So let's pick 2 points to find our slope. So negative 2 minus 0 over 0 minus 6 is negative 2 over negative 6, which is a positive 1/3. So our M, 1/3. Our B, that's our y-intercept. That's where x equals 0. They gave it to us right there. You could have just picked a point and plugged it in like we did earlier to solve it, but I'm going to go ahead and use the shortcut here. This is what B is. So we know that y equals 1/3 x minus 2, but they want it in standard form. So I subtract 1/3 x. I get negative 1/3 x plus y equals negative 2. And I need to make everything an integer, which means I need to multiply by 3. I need this to be positive, so I'm going to multiply by negative 3, which means that x minus 3y equals a positive 6. So we're done with number 11. Now we're at number 12, slope-intercept form. We need to first figure out what our slope is. Negative 18 minus negative 8 over 3 minus 1. Well, this is a negative 10 over 2, which is negative 5. Y equals negative 5x plus some value b. They didn't tell me what that is. So I could work the table backwards and figure out when x is 0 what it is. But that's kind of hard to do. So let's just go ahead and pick a point. I like using the smallest numbers. So negative 8 equals negative 5 times 1 plus b. Negative 8 equals negative 5 plus b. Add 5. Negative 3 equals b. So our equation is y equals negative 5x minus 3. Slope-intercept form. So we are done. Now, good luck on your assignment. Hope you have a good day.